In the endless dark between stars, something moves. A fragment of another world, cold, silent, older than our sun, drifts through the void like a thought the universe forgot to finish. No engines, no light of its own, just motion, written into eternity. It has crossed the abyss between solar systems, a distance so great that even light takes centuries to follow. And now, for the briefest heartbeat in cosmic time, it passes through ours. Astronomers name it 3I/Atlas, the third known visitor from beyond the stars. But when they look closer, they find something impossible. A pulse, a rhythm, a pattern in the light itself. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't even be possible. Yet it is. A signal, faint, deliberate, and unexplained. And with it, a question that changes everything. What did 3I/Atlas just send us? In the dark between stars, where silence has its own gravity, something moves. A fragment of elsewhere, small, cold, and ancient, drifts through the void. No engine, no intent, just momentum and mystery. Astronomers call it 3I/Atlas, the third interstellar object ever discovered. But this one, somehow, feels different. It entered our solar system quietly, like a whisper carried on light years of distance, a frozen traveler from another sun, crossing the gulf between worlds that rarely touch. Telescopes caught its faint glow, a shimmer against the black. At first, it seemed ordinary, a comet, maybe a shard of alien ice. But then the data changed. Something in the light began to pulse, not randomly, rhythmically, a signal buried in the reflection of sunlight itself. And in that moment, humanity felt the breath of curiosity turn into something else. A question we've never truly been ready to ask. What if it's trying to say something? The universe had sent us visitors before, but none had spoken, until now. And so began the mystery of 3I/Atlas, the visitor that shouldn't exist. To understand why this matters, we rewind, far beyond our sun. Between the stars lies an ocean of emptiness, 1 billion light years wide, and nearly empty of everything. No worlds, no warmth, only the faint dust of creation adrift in eternal exile. For anything to cross that void and arrive here, it's not luck. It's a cosmic accident written in eons. Once, long ago, new suns were born in clouds of gas and dust. Planets formed, collided, shattered. Some fragments were flung away with such velocity, they escaped forever, becoming the interstellar wanderers. Homeless, ancient, alone. When we detect one, an interstellar visitor, it's more than a scientific event. It's a message from another origin story, a relic carrying chemistry from a sun we've never seen. Oumuamua came first, a long, tumbling mystery that didn't behave like a comet. Then came Borisov, trailing gas and dust like a traditional wanderer, both rare, both fleeting. But 3I/Atlas. It arrived not just as a fragment of another world, but as a possibility. Perhaps, we thought, interstellar space isn't as silent as we believed. Perhaps the universe sends us these strangers for a reason. And then, in early 2024, another signal of discovery lit up the Hawaiian sky. It began with a flicker in the data. The Atlas telescope array in Hawaii, designed to spot dangerous asteroids, detected an unfamiliar object. Its path, when traced backward, pointed far beyond our solar system. Instantly, astronomers knew this was interstellar. 3I/Atlas, the third of its kind. Observatories across the world turned their mirrors toward it. From Chile's deserts to the mountains of Mauna Kea, everyone wanted a glimpse. And then the anomaly appeared, a pattern in its light curve, a subtle oscillation repeating every few hours, too regular to be random, too stable to be noise. At first, scientists assumed rotation, a tumbling body reflecting sunlight as it spun. But the pattern didn't match any known geometry. The intervals were musical, measured, deliberate, a pulse, as if the object itself was keeping time. Data poured in from independent telescopes. Even amateurs joined the chase. Different instruments, same rhythm. Whatever was happening wasn't an error. The world's astronomy forums lit up with speculation. Could it be venting gases in a periodic way? Could its surface be faceted, reflecting like a prism? Or, the question no one dared ask aloud, could it be something built? The line between science and imagination blurred. Because the light wasn't just flickering, it was talking. And the more we listened, the stranger became. The signal wasn't radio. It wasn't sound. It was light. Every few hours, the brightness of 3i/Atlas rose and fell in a sequence that no natural rotation could explain. The rhythm was clean, harmonic, like an echo of purpose. Some analysts found intervals that resembled musical ratios, fractions that exist in both physics and art, a resonance. Could nature produce something that organized? Yes, maybe, but not easily. Data analysts double-checked for software errors. None. Spectral experts examined the composition, icy, metallic, uncertain. And somewhere between disbelief and obsession, a single question burned through the community. Was this the universe whispering through physics, or someone, somewhere, trying to say hello? Skeptics held firm. They spoke of rotation models, sublimation geometry, natural explanations, stretched but possible. Others stared at the graphs in silence, feeling that quiet, familiar ache, the human longing for connection. We've searched the skies for voices for decades. Listened to radio static, cosmic background noise, the hum of the Milky Way. And now, something from beyond our sun was pulsing back, not in words, but in light. Could this be coincidence? Could randomness look so deliberate? The universe doesn't hand out easy answers. It only hands us mirrors, reflections of our own curiosity. And in those reflections, we began to see echoes of a mystery we thought we'd already solved. Back in 2017, the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, slipped through our system like a shadow. It accelerated unexpectedly as it left, defying gravity's simple laws. Some called it a shard of alien ice. Others whispered a different word. Probe. Oumuamua's light curve had its own irregularities. Strange flickers that hinted at shape, motion, or something else. We never knew. And now, 7 years later, 3i/Atlas arrived with a pulse. Not acceleration. Not shape. A pattern. Was this coincidence? Or continuation? Maybe the two are connected. Cosmic punctuation marks in a sentence we're still learning to read. The data from Oumuamua faded too quickly to prove anything. It left us with questions, not answers. And 3i/Atlas seemed determined to do the same, but with a twist. Where Oumuamua left silence, Atlas left rhythm, as if the universe was repeating itself. Hoping this time, we'd be listening. And we were. The deeper we looked, the more possible and impossible it became.
Scientists proposed a dozen explanations, each one a blend of logic and disbelief. Maybe sublimating ice was venting in regular bursts, like a geyser with perfect timing. Maybe the pattern was an artifact, a calibration echo in Atlas's detectors. Some even wondered, could this be a beacon? A deliberate modulation of reflected light? Astrophysicists debated, data scientists cross-examined the curves, while the Internet exploded with theories. Mathematical models, musical interpretations, alien beacons disguised as comets. One researcher said, "Science lives in that space between impossible and unexplained." And that's where 3i/Atlas lived too, in the liminal place between data and meaning. The more the pattern repeated, the more the mystery deepened. Every time we tried to define it, it slipped through our fingers, like light itself. Some nights, researchers stayed awake just to watch its faint flicker on their monitors. The rhythmic heartbeat of an object from another star. Not proof, not fantasy, just possibility. And then, like all wanderers, it began to leave. Distance is the great thief of detail. By mid-year, 3i/Atlas was already fading, its light too dim for most telescopes to track. The pulse weakened. The signal fell into silence. All we had left were fragments, archived light curves, spectral traces, and 1,000 interpretations. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe everything. For months, the scientific chatter continued. Papers, models, retractions, hope. And then, as quietly as it arrived, it was gone, drifting back into the darkness it came from, its secret intact. The universe never explains itself. It only reminds us how much we don't yet understand. And so we were left staring into the absence, wondering if we'd missed our chance, or if the message was never meant for us at all. Maybe it was just meant to be seen once. Some mysteries don't close, they echo. 3I/Atlas may have left, but its light still lingers in our memory. What if every interstellar visitor is more than coincidence? What if each one is a note in a larger cosmic symphony, a pattern written across time, waiting for minds like ours to hear it? Maybe the signal wasn't a transmission. Maybe it was a reminder that consciousness, in whatever form it takes, might not be unique to Earth, that somewhere between light and silence there are others watching back. And in that thought lies both wonder and humility, that our brief flicker of existence might already be part of a conversation older than humanity itself. The narrator's voice softens. The music fades into quiet resonance. Somewhere between light and silence, the universe remembers that we looked back. Fade to black. Silence. Then a final heartbeat of light.